What's the deal, y'all? This your boy King Eric the Great, and you're now tuned in to the Livest Hip Hop Show on Friday nights, Off the Cuff Radio, sponsored by Dirty Basement, sponsored by Buddy Boy Entertainment, sponsored by Core Financial, and sponsored by Jesse's Boutiques. Man, we got a live doubleheader going on tonight, man. I got my man Pittsburgh Pat on the line.
Yo, what up?
Man, we got the big homie Pittsburgh Pat. Man, what's good with you, bro?
Man, I'm just chilling, bro. Just trying to stay alive, man. We got an awesome guest tonight, man. And I appreciate you doing this, man, because, I know this ain't really down your lane or nothing, man, but this dude, me and him been cool for a minute. And, it's like we have a good relationship just off the strength of me fucking with his music. You know what I mean? Like, I heard of him through the dude Esham. I used to be on that other show. You know what other show I used to be on? But Esham's cool with the other show and shit, and I'm cool with Esham too. But that's how I heard it, dude. And when I like at first, like, I just thought dude was just like another Esham type dude making Esham type music. It's not that Esham's pigeonholed or anything, because like for real, like, let me give props to Esham real quick. Maybe early in his career you could classify him as a certain kind of artist, but one thing you got to give the dude is every album sounded a little different. He had a little bit of a different idea on every album, sounded a little different on every album, but especially later in his career, he definitely just experimented with whatever he wanted to. Because, I mean, I know the most diehard Esham fans are like, I don't like that album, but I love this album. I don't like that one, but I love this one. And I respect him for that, because he didn't go out, like he didn't just like, oh, this is what they like, let me just do it. He felt what he felt and did what he did. And I respect him for that. And so at first I was just like, man, this dude's probably just like another Esham dude. And the more I listened to this dude, man, I was like, man, he's nothing like Esham. Like, this dude got, like, the thing that I respect about him, man, is he got total freedom. This dude could make, like, a bluegrass album and sound good doing it. Like, this dude does what he feels and makes it, he doesn't pigeonhole himself into that. You know what I mean? And, me and him stayed in touch ever since. I'm the one that got him on the other show. I think he just did the other show, as a matter of fact. But, I mean, the dude's dope, man. Like, he made an album called Killed by Love, and that shit came out, like, at the right time for me. Like, there's just, that album meant, like, what he was talking about was different than what I was going for, what I was going through, but it was still dealing with loss. And, just the way he talked about it and shit, man, like, just struck a chord with me. And, I loved him for it, man, because it was a dope album. And since then, man, it's like 4 years or something now, man. Like, this dude's dope, man. And, like, his connections, like, the people he's worked with and shit, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? We're of course, we're talking about Daniel Jordan, man. And
let's bring him on right now, man.
I know in the underground, man, for real. I mean that. Like, that ain't just like, oh, dude's on the show, let me see some nice shit about him. Nah, this dude's nice,
he's dope.
Man. This dude's fucking ill.
He's dope, and that's what we like building the show off of. Like, cats that are really coming in and really need to get that line where they have dope music to back it up. So we're going to bring him on to chop it up with us for this hour. We got my man Daniel Jordan in the building.
Hello, gentlemen. How's it going?
What's good, my
man?
Not much, man. Just relaxing, having myself a little drink after a long week, and, ready for the weekend. How are you guys doing?
Man, same thing here, bro.
We good, man.
Good. Then we can have a nice
How you doing, man? How's everything out there? Where are you at, Arizona?
Yeah, so I live in Phoenix. I'm from the Bay, but I live in Phoenix. I've been out here for like 10 years, and they just decided to open up everything today. Phoenix hasn't really, like, Yeah, we've been doing like the stay-at-home kind of thing, but they don't. It's outlaw state over here. People are going to do what they want anyways. So this whole self-quarantine thing has kind of been. They haven't really taken it serious, but since we're such a warm climate, I don't think our cases of the coronavirus have really been that great, as opposed to maybe like the East Coast.
Yeah, see, I'm over on the east, man. I'm on the outside of Pittsburgh.
It feel like another
right now it's
probably
actually
about to hit out here.
Yeah, it's actually snowing out where I'm at. I'm on the outside of Pittsburgh.
Shit.
It's actually snowing. But I live outside of Pittsburgh. One of the challenges we faced before this week was the nice weather. Like, it's hard to tell people to stay inside when it's nice out. But
exactly.
Right.
But also, I mean, I think we're all guilty of this. Is when there's something big going on, you don't really. Like, it's real, but, like, it don't really hit you till you see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, where I'm at, I don't know anybody with this shit. So, like, I think a lot of people out here feel that way. Like, we don't know anybody with it. So we just, like, we're like, yeah, we know it's real. But people are just going to go on with their everyday life until it hits close to home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like everybody feels like that. You know what I mean?
I think, like, it's good that we're taking certain sort of precautions right now, and I feel like everyone should continue to do that as more states start to open up. But I would say, just resume your life, but be more cautious. I don't really know many people that have been affected with it, and my reach is global, man, and I really don't know many, which is kind of strange seeing all the statistics, But I've been kind of, like, ready for this type of lifestyle and mentality for years. So once it kind of like popped off, it was no big deal to kind of be prepared for it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, man. I have one of them homies that has always been like, stock up on guns and canned goods and all that. Like, have a bunker in your basement type dude. And I'm just like, man, you're crazy, bro. But like, man, he's living good right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, he was right. You know what I'm saying? Like.
It's funny, too, man, like, those type of people, the survivalists, the preparers, I mean, try not to be too crazy, but, like, I've definitely been talking about this in my music for years, that this type of time might be a possibility. And, I mean, just over the last, like, 4 or 5 years, I've really, like, started to get my life in order as far as, like, taking better care of myself health-wise, practicing martial arts, shooting, learning how to shoot, just being prepared in case anything ever popped up, because I'm seeing just more on a local scale, just the drug use has increased of, like, homelessness and meth users and heroin addicts are starting to come into my neighborhoods. It's starting to, the element of danger is starting to grow more like in a scale that's hitting close to home. So it's like you can never be too prepared for a situation. So that's my mentality.
Yeah, I actually talked to Stickman of Dead Prez about that. And, like, he's real into exercise and martial arts and just eating healthy and all that. And he was telling me, like, it's not the things that come to mind. Like, it's not like going to a gas station and touching stuff that everybody else touches. He's like, man, it's the things that you don't think of. And then he's like, man, like a lot of people, a lot of healthy people, they buy like weed off the street, and like, you don't know where that $5 and change comes from. And like when you buy, you go to a vending machine and buy a Pepsi and put $1.25 in, you get 75 cents back. Like, you don't know where that 75 cents came from. He's like, so it's really hard to, like, there's no way to be 100% safe. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like, if you think about it, you go into a store and people got the gloves on, like the workers. Mm-hmm. That's actually kind of more dangerous because they're just collecting everybody's germs and spreading it to you. Like, you know what I mean? It's safer, I guess, without the gloves and using the hand sanitizer, I guess. You know what I mean? But
who knows, man?
Who the fuck am I?
I've been trying to do more.
Like, I don't know this shit.
I try to do more card transactions and, just give my card a little wipe instead of actually having to use cash, because I don't know who's touched that cash or where it even came from. Even holding cash right now feels a little, unsanitary to me.
Yeah.
Without being too big of a germaphobe, but always kind of.
At all? Like, do you know anybody in your life that has got this stuff?
No, one person's aunt that I know, that's really about it. And people swear that they know people, but, I don't know one individual so far on a personal level that has been affected by it, which, you got to understand we got to have 7 billion people and there's 3 million cases worldwide. That's still a very small test sample.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we just continue to use the awareness that we have been over the past couple of months as they open up more things, I think we should be okay. Just avoid large groups. I'm not going to be rushing out to go to the bar or the movie theater anytime soon. I'm just going to continue.
Right.
I've been living, I just do a couple things, man. I go hiking my mountain, and it's 100 degrees here, so it's completely fucking empty. And, I just hang out with my son. I have a fucking hot tub I chill in, and I just, backyard exercises. Just simple.
I just want the fucking NBA back, dude. That's all I want. Give me my basketball back.
Especially with the NBA round now. The NBA was getting good. It was getting really good for a change.
Yeah.
This is the most competitive it's been.
And look, I respect Adam Silver for this reason, because everybody else shut the fuck down and they're just we ain't doing it. But he just keeps look, man, we're optimistic, and because he knows, yo, man, Kobe just died. The Lakers are in first place. We got LeBron on the Lakers. They're in first place. You know what I mean? He knows the documentaries and the money that can be made if they win. So he's we're going to hang on to this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you guys fight fans at all? Do you guys watch fights?
Oh, yeah.
I watch fights, man.
So, UFC is doing a fight tomorrow.
I was looking for Fury and Wilder. I was looking forward to rematch to that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shit. Hopefully that'll happen this year. But UFC is going to be the first one. They're doing a pay-per-view card tomorrow, which is going to be kind of a test to see how things are going to be going forward. But I thought that was pretty ballsy of them to really stick their neck out against a lot of people's better judgment and wishes. And I'm excited. I'm interested about it because I haven't seen a live sporting event in fucking months.
Yeah, I have a question for both of you because I didn't follow up on this. I just heard about it and thought it was weird. But WrestleMania without an audience, did you guys see that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it weird?
It's fucking weird. Yeah.
I just thought basketball, when the dude hits the three at the buzzer, that the crowd goes crazy, that's exciting and all that. But especially with because wrestling is sports entertainment. The crowd is a huge part of what they do. Even when they're just talking, give me a hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A dude with a flying elbow off the top that doesn't get no reaction, that's just creepy. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just thought that would look so weird. Did you guys people
wrestling is basically wrestling is basically a fan interaction sport, entertainment.
That's the whole point of it.
So
you know
when
you
see it,
the audience is part of the show.
He jumped off the Titantron to no reaction. We damn, we need a crowd.
Yeah, it was weird. I couldn't watch the whole thing,
I couldn't believe
man.
they did that shit.
It was strange. I think fighting's different because it's an actual fight, but with WWE shit, you really need a crowd because it is sports entertainment. It's predetermined, people know, so you have to buy into it.
Yeah, and as far as a real, the NFL, your basketball, whatever, especially the NFL, if you're playing in Miami or in Green Bay in the middle of January, it don't fucking matter. They expect you to perform. Yeah, you might perform better when the crowd's behind you and all that, but no, you're a real competitor, and you're supposed to be conditioned to any adversity possible. But
yes,
when it comes to wrestling, it's man, that's the crowd, bro. Like, they're supposed to be a part of the match. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
look at
for
wrestling
real,
like this. Wrestling's a performance.
That would be goofy as hell
like
to watch.
a concert.
Yeah,
wrestling's
exactly.
like a concert, like a rock band doing a concert, and you need the audience there. Like basketball or even fighting, for that matter, is an actual sport that doesn't require a crowd. You don't need a crowd to have a basketball game or even a fight. So therefore, we could still enjoy this without them being in huge arenas filled to the rafters, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. So, but, all right, since you mentioned concerts, let's get to music real quick. Mr. Daniel Jordan. Me and you've been cool for a long time, Daniel, and I appreciate you coming on the show, man. And, you know, I know about your request on the different show, and I was flattered that you brought my name up and requested that I'd be there. And no disrespect to those guys at all. Salute to them. They gave me a lot of opportunities, and I appreciate them. But me and you always had a good rapport with each other, man. And I wanted to say that on air. I appreciate the fact that you requested me, man, and that's how we got to this interview here. And I appreciate
definitely,
that,
man. Like,
I appreciate you respect me as a viewer, and I respect you as an artist, and you've known that because that's how I got you on that show to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, and you did. And the thing is, man, like, one thing that I was even taught from back in the day as a kid, man, you take care of the people that take care of you. Like, you don't forget the people that helped you get to certain places. And you always looked out for me in that regard. You made sure that people were up on me, and certain things like that you don't forget. And just let alone our rapport, like you said, I enjoy talking with you because you asked me the right questions. And the show that I did last week was amazing. I had a great time, but I wanted to show you love here as well because I still support you no matter where you go because I enjoy your product. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm glad to be here.
I appreciate that, and for real, man. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. Like when I had did some prison time, and I had come home, and I've been a fan of Esham for a long time, and like, I've seen your name on some tracks and stuff, but when you're coming home, you're soaking everything up. So, people you hear people and you just don't really pay attention. But when I heard that Killed by Love, man, that just, like, hit me at the right time. And like, a lot of artists are like that. Like Saigon's my favorite artist, and the reason is because his music what he was talking about in his music came at a time where I was going through all that stuff. And then when I came home, like, it was like he went through that stuff too, because he did, and he grew from it. So, like, when I came home, I got to get his albums and hear the growth that helped me move. So, like, that's why, like, his music meant something to me. But when your music hit, I had just lost my girlfriend. Like, like, just the stuff you were talking about was just like, damn, man, like, you actually said, like, a couple lines that, like, I, like, thought in my head, and I was just like, wow, man, like, that's what a true artist does, is they're not trying to make something sound, like, good or whatever. Like, sometimes you can say the most complex shit with just the most simple words. You know what I mean by that? Like, you can just say, like,
Absolutely.
5 words, and they're not, like, crazy words or nothing. It's just the way you put them together, and it sounds simple to somebody that doesn't understand, like, what you're really saying, but, like, somebody that feels what you're saying was like, whoa, that's some deep shit. You know what I mean? Like, and, like, that's why, like, I've always kind of gravitated to your music because one thing I'll say about you, man, is like I said, I heard of you through Esham, and no disrespect to anybody else. Now, I don't mean this as a diss to anybody else that's associated with Esham or anything, but most artists associated with Esham kind of stick to, like, the horrorcore format and all that type of stuff. But when you drop something, I never know what it's gonna be. I don't know what kind of music it's gonna be. I'm not even sure if it's going to be rap music. Like, I never know what you like. I never know what to expect, and that's what I respect. Like, you never pigeonhole yourself into I'm horrorcore, I'm acid rap, or I'm gangster rap, I'm nothing. And you've always made your own lane to just talk about what you're going to talk about. You can do a song with Esham or Mac Mall or any. I mean, I hear you. Inside source, I heard you got a song with Dice coming out, Detroit legend Dice. And,
shit. I don't know. I didn't tell you that, so you must be hearing that. I don't know.
Hey, man, I got some inside sources. And no, it's not Dice. But you can do a song with just anybody, and you can make whatever kind of record you want to make. And then, like, when you listen to your music, you'll be talking about some, like, hardcore shit on, like, a softer beat. And I was like, damn, like that shit hits hard, like, sometimes, because, like, a lot of people go through shit, and they want that, like, hard shit, like, oh, I'm a tough guy, blah, 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 but you let your guard down a lot. And, like, look, this shit hurt me. And you open up the door to all those different emotions. And it's like, how has that been with, like, cause, I mean, let's face it, a lot of your fans do know you through Esham. And that's not a knock on you or anything, but that opened, you messing with Esham opened up some doors for you.
Yeah.
A lot of his fans embraced you for that, but you don't try to cater to any kind of certain style or genre. So, like, how did you master it perfectly? So how did you go about that? And, like, what was the reception from that, from, like, Esham fans and that genre of, like, horrorcore guys, when you're making music that doesn't really fit that mold, but you're still in that genre just by default? So, like, how do you go about doing that? Just by making honest music? Is that how you do it?
Yeah. So I have been kind of like in that particular genre, even though that wasn't necessarily what I set out to do, but you can't pick your audiences, and I don't know if I've necessarily been embraced by that fan base at first. It took years, man. But I stayed focused with blinders, man. I just only worried about my vision and not try to let too many outside influences penetrate inside of that. And it's funny though. Like, I had a 20-minute phone call with Esham today because I was trying to send him a track for my new album, and sometimes it's tough with him because he's not feeling everything, and like it's like fuck, he's not just gonna jump on everything. And he was like, "Yo, man, you've been like, your shit's been way too dark over the last couple albums, man. It's just been all, relationship, doom and gloom, and now this new shit's like end of the world." He's like, lighten it up a little bit, like how you used to do when you first got in this. Remember, like, you make songs that were funny or this or that. I'm like, yeah, man, but fuck, I was a kid then, but I see what you're saying. I'm like, maybe I did pigeonhole myself over this last couple of albums of just being the man who loves misery, if you will. But
no,
I never wanted to be a part of any scene. I wanted to create my own.
I'll disagree with you on that, but go ahead. I'll disagree with you on that, but go ahead and finish your point.
I mean, I agree too, but it's like, whenever you're hearing something that's not big and you up, it's like, all right, it's back to reality for a second. Let me take a look at myself, and see what's going on. Because as someone from a higher, someone that I look up to is giving me advice right now. Let me just take this in.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
At the end of the day,
at
the end of the day, that's why me and him and them, we would butt heads so much when I'd make that Stranger album, because they'd want me to sound like certain artists that were popular at that time, and I was like, well, I got this vision. Let me try this. And I don't know, maybe sometimes it's put me in less than favorable positions with record labels I was on, but I felt like I had to be true to my art, man, and true to myself, and I cannot deny my feelings, because I feel, man. I feel on a deep level, like I can't hide that. I go through.
But that's what I was going to say is, when I hear you have a new project out, I expect to hear what you're going through. I don't expect to hear something forced, something that sounds like everything else. And I don't mean that. I mean this as a compliment when I say it. But you, and even Esham to an extent too, I liken you guys to Kanye West, in the sense that Kanye was the only guy on Rockefeller that didn't sound like Rockefeller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he made what he feels at the time, and whether you like it or not, that's what he feels at the time, and he tries to master that feeling. And I feel I get that from you as well. You know, like when I hear your music, I have no idea what I'm expecting.
You could probably tell that I'm a gigantic Kanye fan just from like my artistry. Like I love Kanye music. I like his. I love his older shit. Like his newer, like not the old shit. I'm talking about the later shit. I mean, I'm sorry. His old shit's great,
like
but I
like
his newer shit because and
me too.
Life of Pablo, all that shit, because he's trying to. And this is as an artist, a real artist, you're always trying to test the boundaries of art and push it a little bit farther to see how far you can take it. And it's all for the sake of art, man. Like a true artist is willing to die for his art, like because that's his life's blood. That's his religion, you know. So that's why I like Kanye. Like he might be a little erratic in his behavior, and you know, he's human. He's a human being.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we would get along even, but I can respect his craft, and he inspires me.
Yeah, I just
definitely.
respect the authenticity of it. Like I don't want you to be, you know, you're going through a bad relationship breakup, but you're making a horrorcore record. You're probably going to half-ass it. You're not feeling that at the time. So, like, if you're going through some bad shit, you're an artist. You're supposed to do what you feel. And if I hit you up for a feature, I'm like, yo, do a horrorcore record. Like, you're going to probably half-ass it. It probably won't be dope. But, like, that's what I always appreciate about you is from the go, you had total freedom. You can do any kind of record. You could put out an R&B album tomorrow and be like, yeah, that's Daniel Jordan, man. Like that's what he's feeling today. I might not even like it, but I would know that you put your best into it and know that it was authentic. You know what I mean? And that's why you can do tracks with Esham, and then you can do tracks with Mac Mall. And one thing I wanted to talk to you about, you know this was coming, was Dolomite.
Yeah.
You actually worked
I was about to
and
correct you.
Let's not forget Blowfly too, man. Rest in peace to both.
Hell yeah.
But,
oh, wow.
You got to give us a story, man, because you did a few tracks with Dolomite, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I did a grip, man. There's probably like 6 or 7 out there, and I still have unreleased shit. Because, man. So I first got down with Rudy Ray Moore.
You met him and everything too, right? This isn't just like internet features, right?
Dude, he didn't even have a computer, man. Like we had to like set up shop literally in the most fucking like random spots. Well, I had like a 4-track recorder just to get his vocals down, because I would literally, to get Rudy Ray Moore on my shit. Do you know what I had to do? I had to run errands with him. I had to take him to the VA. He's a former vet. You know, I had to take him to the doctor. I had to get him Chinese food. I basically had to run errands with him all fucking day. And at the end of the day, he's like, all right, Daniel, set up your recorder. I'll do some Dolomite shit for you. And I'm like, dude, I'm literally just like dead tired from busting my ass for this man all day. You know, because when I met him, man, his manager, I ended up befriending his manager. We became really close. And we still are close to this day. And he put me in touch with Rudy, and me and him became close. And his final year of his life, he was living in Las Vegas by himself in a old folks community center, like basically. And he had diabetes, so his legs were all swollen. He was wheelchair bound. His place was a wreck because he couldn't even walk. So someone needed to kind of like take care of him, and he didn't have nobody. So from Phoenix to Vegas, that's like a 3.5, 4-hour drive. So I'd go drive up to Vegas like on weekends when I get a chance, and I'd go check in on Rudy, run errands with him, and he'd lay down vocals for me to just do whatever I want with. And that's kind of how that all started. And then he died shortly after that. Which
wow.
You know,
so you guys actually had a relationship.
Yeah, man, he was a friend, a good friend. He did everything
he
could for me.
I'm about to bring on T-Max. T-Max with the facts.
That's another co-host of ours, Daniel. T-Max, what's up,
T-Max?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? What's going on?
Great, man.
Great.
Daniel's in the middle of telling us some Dolomite stories. Daniel's a very talented artist. And he actually got to work on with Dolomite. This on Rudy Ray Moore as a friend, man, and that's amazing, man. And you got to you didn't just cash app him $50 for some shit. you actually looked out for him, became his friend, so he just let you run with whatever. Yeah. That's insane.
And
man.
I tried to pay him too, and he gave me my money back because he's like, dude, like. Because this is Rudy Ray Moore. You want to, like I was 20 years old. I had no fucking money. I was driving a silver Corolla, and like just whatever I could, like scrounge together. And he's like, man, listen, I can't take this from you. And he literally said this. He's like, man, I remember when I was young like you, and I had a dream, and I have no money. He's like, man, just I believe in you, man. Just keep doing your thing.
Wow.
And he was a great person, a really good person.
How'd that make
what
you
they
feel,
showed in the
man?
movie?
Like somebody like Dolomite, man, that everybody. I mean, Eddie Murphy just played him in a movie, and that dude's telling you he believes in you.
Dude, what they showed you in that movie that really caught Rudy's essence was have you all seen the movie? I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Notice how his entourage of friends, they're all a band of misfits, but they are so loyal to him because he is so loyal to them. Like his crew of fucking misfits, they'll go down together. They don't care. They're like, if this movie is a failure, at least we all failed together. Fuck it. At least we tried our best because they believed in themselves and they bet on themselves. And his crew around him were so loyal to him because that's what he showed his friends, loyalty. And he was a genuine good person. He literally would give you like his last meal. He would give you the clothes off his back. And that's what I got from that movie. I was like, yes, that's the Rudy Ray Moore that I got to befriend in his final years of his life. Just sweet person. And he would feed you, man.
That vibe from him that he was just an authentic person, and that's why he wasn't the superstar he should have. Not that he wasn't a star, but he should have been the biggest. But I always felt like he was just kind of too real for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was just kind of
not made
he did his own
for
thing. He ain't give a
A-list.
shit,
Yeah, he was not. They could not tame him like you could with maybe a bigger celebrity of that time. Even an Eddie Murphy, you can tame an Eddie Murphy. You could not tame a Rudy Ray Moore because he was 100% independent. So he didn't want to work with anyone else in the sense of like. So you can't control him. You can't control his destiny. So that already kind of hindered some of his business because he wouldn't allow anyone else to kind of come in. But you couldn't tame that guy at all. If he wanted to do something, he's going to do it, and you couldn't tell him otherwise. And that's why he got to the lengths and the successes that he's had because if he could make a pile of shit and tell you it's chicken salad. And he'll make you believe it. You can't tell him otherwise. That's his mentality.
Man, that's awesome, man. And that's cool. You got some personal moments with the dude, man, because that dude's a legend, man. You know what I mean? Like for Eddie Murphy to play him in a fucking movie, I mean that's some legend shit. And the fact that you got some personal, man, like that has to be a feather in your cap for sure, man.
Well, even at the time, like no one even cared who Rudy. I was a big fan of him, but at the time, that was like the biggest thing in my life. Like even to this day, I still talk to before the Eddie Murphy movie, I try to like put people I'd meet onto like the Dolomite movies. I'm like, you don't understand. This guy's a fucking legend, and they're like, they don't get it. Yeah. Now maybe they get it, But people are coming around, which is cool. But like, man. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of unsung heroes in his circle in his life that should have gotten their due. So it's good to see them doing good now because of the success of this movie. And I'm very happy, man.
That's how I felt about it, too, because I actually know who Rudy Ray Moore is, and I always felt he was underappreciated, and I always felt like, man, who cares that the Eddie Murphy, however you feel about the Eddie Murphy, but personally, I liked it. I thought it was cool. But
yeah,
when a star like that playing him, it's like, that's going to make young people look into who Dolomite is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's going to people really look who Rudy Ray Moore is. And like, I think that serves a purpose in itself, what you think about the movie. You know what I mean? But
Totally.
I hate to switch gears on you so quick, Daniel, but I know we got a second guest, and I don't want to hold these guys up too long, but there's a couple things I want to talk to you about. What's your latest album? Is this Devil's Son-in-Law? Is that the name of it?
No. That's like one of my first ones, but the latest one is Till Death Do Us Part.
I can't believe I forgot that. That's the one with the scissors on the cover and everything. My fault. But
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that album right now, and where can you get it, and any features on it, or what do you have coming up?
There's absolutely no features on it. Completely produced by me and my boy, and it's basically a breakup album. Me and my ex-fiance, after we split up, I made a whole album about it, and put a picture of us on the cover and cut her head off of it. And I don't know. I thought it was kind of like a nice way to close out the chapter of that part of my life.
That's awesome.
You know?
But yo, man, you told me this the other day, man. I didn't realize this, but one of my favorite albums of yours is actually the 15-year anniversary of the Twilight of Daniel Jordan. The Twilight of Daniel Jordan, that 15-year anniversary coming up. I didn't even realize that it's been that long, man. Like, you've been really putting some work in, man. You got a lot of. This leads to another question of mine. Are you mindful of the fact that when I listen to one of your albums, whether there's 12 tracks, 15 tracks, 20 tracks, whatever, it's the whole, from track 1 to track whatever, they all blend right. You're one of the few artists that still sticks to that. Is that like an old school mentality? Are you mindful of that, or is that by accident? But like your albums kind of read like a movie, you know what I mean? Like they like all the songs fit together. They're in a perfect sequence, and I feel like a lot of people don't do that anymore due to the internet. I think just people make 15 songs, they just throw them on iTunes, and that's the end of it. Together. But I really feel like you actually take that old format of like, hey, you know, let me make an album that all the songs go in sequence and it tells a story. And I think the Twilight of Daniel Jordan is like the epitome of that. I really do. I feel like that. And same with Killed by Love. But the Twilight of Daniel Jordan, I think that really epitomizes that, and you still do it to this day. And are you mindful of that, or is that just something that comes by habit?
It's completely mindful. The fact that making an album is a lost art really breaks my heart. I'm a big fan of albums, whether it's a rock album or like a dope rap album from the 90s, whatever, because I'm painting a picture. I'm creating a movie for the ears, and it's all pieced together. If I don't feel like it's in the right sequence of going for that album, I won't even omit that track. I won't even add it to it. It has to fit the complete tone, because I was very big in like road tripping. I've done a lot of shows all over the country and just road trips all around, and nothing like a great album you put on beginning to end that can get you through an hour of your time. You know what I mean? Like,
no question, man.
I'm trying to give you an experience from beginning to end. Like you just experienced something, like you just watched a Tarantino film or whatever, and you leave with something out of it when you're done.
Yeah. I mean, like, bro, like that Killed by Love album. Like, for one, like that shit, like hit me so hard that I can't even, like, I gotta be in the right like frame of mind to even listen to it. Like, you know what I mean? And that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, if I hear, like, if I just push shuffle all on my playlist and it plays one of them songs, like, I have to skip it because I'm like, man,
you might have to pause it. You're like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I can't go into that area right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but that's a compliment to you that music hits people that hard, man, and that's why I really always gravitated towards the music. And like, after I heard that album and I went back and listened to your other music, I'm like, oh man, this dude, that's what he does every album. Every album has like an aura to it. Like, you know what I mean? Every album has
a theme,
a mood to it. And it's hard to listen to just one of your songs, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about you, man, is like when you make music that cuts so deep that I can't even listen to it sometimes because like I relate to it too much. Like, man, that's a huge compliment.
With the cover art. Even with the cover art, it's like placed there for a reason. It goes with the album because like that's how albums to me, like the cover, it represents the songs on there. And there's so many albums that really sucked me in, like you're saying I did to you, that if it comes on like now, I'm like, I don't know if I can really deal with that right now because it's giving me such a visceral reaction that I can't do that at this moment. I might save it for later when I'm ready to get into those feelings, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just saying that during the line, man. Like, I mean that. Like, there's certain songs of yours that, like, I can't hear because I'll lock into a weird place. And it's like, man, fuck, that'll bring me down the rest of the day. Like, yeah, and I appreciate that of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a true artist. And like I said, like, I know a lot of people try to associate you just with, like, oh, that's Esham music. And then they associate Esham with Insane Clown Posse and like a lot of guys get lesser appreciated because they get pigeonholed into that genre of music, and that's no disrespect to any of those guys. I respect all of those guys, but with you, I just always felt like there was just too much authenticity with you that I told you this in that DM I sent you earlier with the phone number and the link and everything. Like my boy Eric on the line, the main host of the show, he describes you as a horrorcore. It's like I don't know how to describe you. I just don't. I don't know if you're horrorcore. Like I don't know. I really don't. I don't know how to explain you. Like, and I appreciate
versatile. That's the best way we can put it. Versatile.
I don't know how to explain it either, man. I never have.
Like you could put out a G-Funk album tomorrow, and I wouldn't be like, oh, that's weird. He has like. Oh, G-Funk. Like I was just like, damn, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? Because you never.
Because I actually have. Like in the early 2000s, I did a straight gangster rap album that's just ultra violent, straight NWA, but you know what I mean? Like a white guy doing it. You know what I mean? Because fuck it, man. We're making art here. We're trying different things. We're exploring, and that's what an artist does, man. He really tries to find.
I appreciate that of you. And look, man, I already hijacked these guys' show, and I appreciate you guys. Like, for real, man. Like Daniel, for real, you got to thank these guys for letting me and you both on because I'm not a host of this show. These guys, I'm a real good friend of these guys. I've hosted several shows. I brought them some big guests and stuff, but I had to bring you on just because me and you have a mutual respect for each other, and they didn't have to let me do this, and. They've been quiet this whole time. I kind of hijacked the show. So I really want you to know that, man, that, like, Eric, T-Max, for real, guys. Like, I know you guys stepped outside your box for this interview. You guys did this for a favor. I do appreciate it. I apologize for talking too much. But this dude's dope, man. I didn't bring no whack ass.
You guys are good,
man.
Thank you, guys.
I was actually hoping that you was on because I had to take my dog out. I had to walk around the neighborhood for a minute. So I'm like, man, I'm going to let Pat hold it down right now.
Nah, man, for real. Like,
that's cool, man. And
like,
thank
these
you guys for
here
being
at Stuff Radio, man, there's some official dudes. And,
yeah.
you know, I told him, like, yo, man, this is a true artist. He's a friend of mine. You know, I brought these guys, Shan and Spider Logan and Infamous Mob and all those guys. And I was like, man, I need this favor. I need to bring this dude on, introduce him to your audience and shit. And, off the cuff, I really appreciate you guys doing that. But I want to be mindful of the fact that you guys got another guest. So I don't want to hold up the whole night. So, Daniel, let me give you the floor real quick. Plug your social media, any album you got coming on, anything, man. And, like, for real, I appreciate you doing this, Daniel. I really do, man.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'll make it real short and sweet. Hey, thank you off the cuff for having me. You guys are real gentlemen for, allowing us to have this platform. And you can follow me on Instagram at ITS Daniel Jordan at Gmail, or that's my email, at It's Daniel Jordan on all social media. And yeah, man, my new shit is on Spotify, Till Death Do Us Part. So check it out, everyone. Thank you.
And for real, Daniel, anytime you need something pushed, man, just tell me, man. I'll get the word out there, man. You know I'll share all your stuff, man. And I appreciate you, bro. And salute on all your accomplishments, man. And thanks for the good interview, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, Off the Cuff Radio.
You'll have your clip of your interview up by this weekend. So I'm going to send it to Pat. He will send it to you, and y'all can go ahead and share it.
Perfect.
Got you.
Perfect.
All right, man. Take care, Daniel. Be safe, brother.
Y'all take care. I'll talk to you guys later.
Definitely appreciate you, man. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. And T-Max, Eric, yo, both of you guys, I apologize for hijacking that. I know the guy really
good,
well.
Man.
I knew what to get out of him.
Man, it's all good.
He gave you guys some good stuff, too,
you.
man. Like, that Dolomite shit is gold, bro. Like, that shit's golden, man. But, yeah, I appreciate you guys for letting me bring him on, man. He's a really talented artist, man. He's one of those guys that, like, I can't send you one song and say, like, hey, listen to this guy. Because you might not like 80 of his songs, but you might like 80 other ones. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he does what he feels at the time. Mm-hmm. He's a true artist. He's authentic. And, like, if there's people that be like, oh, I listen to 200 songs and I don't like them, but the one thing they got to say about him is, like, oh, he ain't scared to take a chance. You know what I mean? And, like, he's a genuine dude. Like, I respect that dude a lot. And I appreciate you guys for letting me, you know, hijack your fucking show for an hour. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to do it like that. I'm just trying. I know how to talk to the dude. He's a good friend of mine, man. I just wanted to give you guys some good content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had to take the dog out, too, man. So I was like, man, I know Pat got this while I'm away.
Yeah, you know, I ain't trying to be a ball hog or nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I know the dude well. I knew he worked with. I didn't get to the blowfly questions, but I knew he knew Dolomite real well, and like he's a talented motherfucker, man. Just for real, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, that's good shit for your archives, man. You know, you're gonna get a crowd that you never got before by having him on your archives, for real, man. You're gonna get like them Esham dudes. Yeah, man.
Man.
And he had some real experience with Dolomite. He ain't just paying for a feature, man. Like, he took care of him in a nursing home. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Rudy
that's
Ray
some
Moore,
cool shit.
You know, but you know, Pat and King, you know, when you listen to Rudy Ray Moore, man, it's amazing to see how, you know, those movies he did was made over like 40, 50 years ago, and how his influence is still resonating in hip-hop to this day, you know, and just pop culture.
Yeah, I mean, fuck.
You know?
Like, Eddie Murphy plays him in a fucking movie. Like, you know what I mean? Eddie Murphy, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
One of the GOATs.
Like, yeah, Eddie Murphy's he's a Mount Rushmore type dude. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you gotta respect that. And the fact that this dude, he got, like, for real, he got, like, 8, 9 songs with the dude. And, like he just said on the show, man, I didn't even know that. I just thought, like, they met up with dude over a weekend and recorded a bunch. That's what I thought. Because, like, Esham's a weird dude, man. Like, he's been around forever. He's respected for being a Detroit pioneer. And, like, I know he got some shit with, like, George Clinton and shit. So, like, he ends up in, like, weird spots. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where he'll meet, like, some legendary dude. So that's what I always thought that shit was. I ain't know. I've interviewed Daniel Jordan like 3 times. I ain't know that shit. Then he went to like a nursing home and took care of the dude and shit. I ain't know that. You know what I mean? He just did the fucking he did that other show that I used to be on, the like Mighty Magic Meatloaf show or whatever the fuck it's called. He just did that show. And he requested that I do the interview there, but of course they turned it down because we had a disagreement on Facebook, and they're grown men, so they didn't want me doing it. But I never knew that shit about him. I never knew. I've talked to Daniel a million times. Like, he's one of my Facebook friends, and me and him are cool. We talk about shit other than music. Like, that's my guy. You know what I mean? But, like, fucking. Yeah, I didn't know that shit, man. So he had, like, some personal experiences with the dude. Like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's a legendary dude right there, you know? And Daniel's a talented dude, man. And like I said, man, like, even if you guys listen to his whole discography and you didn't like nothing, you would still come away from it and be like, oh, I respect the realness about it. I respect the authenticity. And that's what I love about that dude. Is he'll drop a song and I'll listen to it and be like, it's not really the type of record that I bump, but when I hear it, I know that like he believed in that record and everything in that record is true. You know what I mean? Like that's what he was feeling at the time. It's like, how could you hate on that? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying the dude ain't dope. The dude got mad dope shit. I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be some stuff you don't like, but that's a true artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and I respect him for that. But guys, I gotta get going. I'm sorry I can't stick around for the second half. I know you guys got a second guest, but yo, I really appreciate you guys for letting me bring him on, dude. I know you guys aren't too familiar with him, and for real, I appreciate that, man.
Dope,
I really.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you as always, Pat, for all you do, man. Thank you.
Definitely, man. And look, man, I got some shit in the works for that Prodigy tribute next month, man.
Okay.
I got some shit in the works, man. I've been working on that. I might even have something crazy for you guys, but at the bare minimum, you know, I got Tragedy and I got Illa G. And I said Tragedy. My apologies. I meant Granddaddy IU. And got the Infamous Mob and Illa G. Man, I'm working on Halves, man. I've been working on Halves for like 2 years, and I had them, but I quit that other show, and I could never get them again, but I got back in touch with them, trying to get Halve on, at least trying to get them to record like a little drop for us, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I got the Infamous Mob. Those are my guys, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, I kind of feel like I'm a part of the Infamous Mob. I'm about to drop a mixtape and everything. Nah, I'm playing.
They got to give us a church.
I'm going to get Illa G. I'm going to get the Infamous Mob. I'm going to get some dudes on here, man, for a nice Prodigy tribute the right way. You know what I'm saying? And that's right around my birthday, too. So we'll put together something nice for that.
Yeah, we ain't going to... I don't think they're going to be ready for this one, though, because we're going to bring the whole... We might bring the whole Queensbridge out there.
Yeah, man, I might even be able to get, like, Cadillac Tar and... I might even go to Queensbridge and look under the bridge and find Black Child and Ja Rule under there sharing a sandwich. I'll bring them on the show. I'm just fucking around. but look, guys, I gotta roll out. But for real, man, I'm trying to pull some things together, give you guys a good show and shit, man. I do my best for you guys every time, and I appreciate you guys for bringing Daniel on, man, because he's a real talented dude, man. I appreciate you guys.
Definitely, man. And look, Pat, once again, for all you do for us, man, you know, and everything, you know, your friendship, you know, your connections, you know, and just you being a stand-up guy, man, we appreciate, you know, and love so much, you know, you and what you do for us, man, you know, and anytime we can help you, you know, and your people get on, man, we're more than,
yo, man, that goes both ways, man. You don't see me booking no shows for none of these other weirdos.